All right, good evening and welcome to the May 2026 meeting of the Omaha Public Power District Board of Directors. Thank you all for joining us in person at the Omaha Douglas Civic Center and remotely via WebEx. I hope you and your loved ones are staying safe and healthy. With me in person today are my fellow board members, Mike Kavanaugh, Sarah Howard, Craig Moody, Mary Spurgeon, and Eric Williams. Amanda Bogner and John Hudson let me know ahead of time they were unable to attend. We also have CEO Javier Fernandez, Vice President and General Counsel Pete Fisher, Tim Talkin with the Fraser Stryker Law Firm, and members of our board meeting support staff. OPPD's executive leadership team and subject matter experts also are participating in today's meeting in person and via WebEx. Additionally, we currently have about 11 members of the public online and maybe 20 at the Civic Center. Those folks are consisting of OPPD employees and members of the public. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'll now ask a member of OPPD's physical security team to provide the safety briefing for our location.
Thank you. Good evening. Because safety is our top priority here at OPPD, we always begin each of our meetings with a few physical, cybersecurity, and psychological types of safety reminders. If anybody's not feeling well, hopefully you're not here. You're at home getting hydration, rest, and also seeking any medical attention. We have emergency exits on either side of the room. There's stairwells. That's what we would take if we had to evacuate the building, and then we meet on the north side of the building for any type of accountability. In the event of any type of severe weather, same stairwells, we would go down into the garage area where we would take shelter. Also located at both of these stairwells are fire suppression and first aid equipment. And here shortly, we'll also have some extra first aid and AD equipment if anybody is in need of any type of first aid. Always keep your area free of slip, trip, and hazards, and always be alert for any changing conditions. And then as anybody needs any assistance, please feel free to contact us or the deputies here in the room, and we'll get you help as quickly as possible. Reference cybersecurity. Be cautious with any suspicious emails and unknown links. Don't click anything that you're not familiar with. We luckily have a fish alert button within our OPPD environment. Hopefully other people are just being conscious of any suspicious types of emails and phone calls as well. For psychological safety, we encourage curiosity and continuous learning. We want to speak and act with respect, embrace constructive conflict, value diverse perspectives, build trust through transparency, and give everyone a voice. And we always want to remember OPPD's core values. We have a passion to serve, we honor our community, and we care for one another. And with that, I'll turn it back over. Have a great meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's run through our guidelines for the conduct of the meeting. This regular board meeting will follow the agenda made available to the public on OPPD.com. This meeting is being conducted in person with WebEx conferencing and is being recorded. Our board meetings have public comment periods on the agenda. Comments made by all parties during the meeting are a part of the official public record. After the introduction of action items, board members will ask clarifying questions of staff, and then I'll ask for public comment. After public comment, the board will conduct its discussion of the matter and then vote. Also, before we adjourn, there will be an opportunity to comment on any other matters of district business. We'll take comments in the room first and then via WebEx. For in-person attendees, if you wish to make a comment, please line up behind the microphone. Please state your name, address, and the name of any organization or person you represent. Each individual will be allotted 3 minutes per matter pending. To assist you, we'll use the timer that's in the room, and Ms. Lane will signal you when 30 seconds remain, as well as when time is up. If you have written materials, please deliver them to Ms. Lane. For WebEx attendees, if you wish to make a comment, please send the meeting host a message using the chat feature or utilize the hand raise feature. Detailed instructions can be found on the OPPD website at the link shown on the screen. When I call on a member of the public to speak, please affirm that we can hear you before starting your comments. Please state your name, address, and the name of any organization or person that you represent. Each individual on WebEx will be allotted 3 minutes per matter pending. To assist you, we'll use the timer on the screen and signal you when you have 30 seconds remaining, as well as when time is up. For WebEx comments, if you have written materials, please email them to the corporate secretary. Please email them to corporatesecretary@oppd.com, and they'll be received on our behalf. For all attendees, please direct your comments to me. I'll either respond to you directly or defer response to another board member or officer of the district. The board values and welcomes civil, respectful, clear, and concise communication from the public. During public comments, speakers should refrain from repetitious or profane or irrelevant comments. Speakers shall refrain from polling the board, as such vote is not on the agenda and is prohibited by law. Ms. Lane, will you please take the roll?
Director Bogner, Absent. Director Kavanaugh.
Here.
Director Corr.
Here.
Director Howard.
Here.
Director Hudson is absent. Director Moody.
Here.
Director Spurgeon.
Here.
Director Williams.
Here.
Notice of the time and place of this meeting was publicized by notifying the area news media, by publicizing in the Omaha World Herald and Nebraska Press Association, OPPD outlets newsletter, OPPD.com, and social media, by displaying such notice on the first level of OPPD administrative offices, and by emailing such notice to each of the district's directors on May 15th, 2026. A copy of the proposed agenda for this meeting has been maintained on a current basis and is readily available for public inspection in the office of the district's corporate secretary. Additionally, a copy of the Open Meetings Act is available for inspection on OPPD.com and in this meeting room. The consent agenda action items are: Item 6, approval of the March 2026 financial report, April 2026 meeting minutes, May 21st, 2026 agenda. Item 7, 2025 annual health plan report, resolution number 6763. Item 8, RFP 6239, resources for Metro cable replacements, labor contract award to Nielsen Construction, resolution number 6764. Item 9, RFP 6240, resources for North Rural cable replacements, labor contract award to Nielsen Construction, resolution number 6765. Item 10, SD3, access to credit markets monitoring report, resolution number 6766. And item 11, update to service regulations, resolution number 6767.
Thank you. If there are no corrections, changes, or additions to the consent agenda items, I need a motion and a second to approve them.
Motion to approve.
Second. All right, thank you. We discussed these action items at the All Committees meeting on Tuesday, May 19th. Do any members of the public in the room have comments on these consent agenda items? If you'd like to make a comment, please come to the podium. Okay, seeing none, do any members of the public on WebEx have a comment? Please send a chat to the meeting host or use the hand raise feature in WebEx. Telephone users can press *3 to raise their hand. Okay, with no comments online, Ms. Lane, please take the roll.
Director Bogner is absent. Director Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Director Corr.
Yes.
Director Howard.
Yes.
Director Hudson is absent. Director Moody.
Yes.
Director Spurgeon.
Yes.
Director Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
All right, thank you. And with that, I'll turn it over to CEO Fernandez.
Thank you, Chair Corr. Our report for the month of April. It's going to start with our baseload generation. You can see the numbers on your screen. As I said last month, typically March and April are months when we take our units down for maintenance, so that they're ready for the busy summer season. And that's exactly what happened with Nebraska City Unit 1, which was on forced outage and planned outage as well at the beginning of April. North Omaha Station number 4 operated well early in the month and then successfully completed its planned outage, which happened also in the month of April. That's why you see those capacity factors that are lower. North Omaha 5 had one brief outage for a boiler leak repair and operated the remainder of the month. Also, let's go to the peaker, the balancing generation. As you can see, our balancing generation has seen a lot of activity, and that's expected because during these shoulder months, as we call them, March, April, May, we see a high volume of wind, and we're going to talk about that on the next slide. Well, that necessitates us to have a balancing generation behind so that we can really balance all of our resources, intermittent, base load, and having these balancing generation fleet. You can see our Turtle Creek Station saw the highest usage. It's probably because of its location in between the load pocket of the Omaha Metro and then the resources we have down to the south. Standing Bear Lake Station also saw a capacity factor of 3%, as well as Jones Street and Sarpy County. Our Cass County unit didn't see any activity, although those units were available. They did have a planned outage, both units, for the majority of the month, but the days that they were available, they didn't run. As I was saying just now, it's been windy. Probably too windy if you ask some people, but it's been windy, and it's fantastic to see the capacity factor for our renewable portfolio, 44.5% capacity factor. Community solar and our Platteview solar, you can see the numbers there, 18 and 19%. We're expecting those numbers to continue to rise all the way through the peak of the summer as irradiance improves as the year goes by. Capacity wind factor for our wind facilities, 43.9%. Capacity factor for renewables is a little bit higher because in there we also account for hydro. That's what explains that differential. Excellence in action. Speaking of storms, as a result of OPPD's response to the March 2025 blizzard, the organization Chartwell, which is a national organization, awarded OPPD with two very important awards, and we're very proud and thankful for being recognized. You can see there one for emergency management and the other one for outage communications. Many times as we're doing storm restoration, of course, the most important part of the operation is our linemen and our operations teams making sure that we restore power. But very close second is communications. It's how do we communicate with our customer owners and talk to them about estimated times for restoration, et cetera. And we've been making a lot of improvements. It's not perfect yet, but we did receive a national award for the way we are managing outage communications now. It will continue to improve, and I'm very pleased and very proud of the team for doing all of these. Next slide. Speaking of proud moments, OPPD received once again the Nebraska Safest Company Award and Workplace Safe Driving Award. We've been receiving these for many years in a row. This is the 25th time that we've received the award. It's not a rubber stamp. We have to demonstrate. We have to stay on top of things. Gina Langle and her team do a fantastic job at making sure that we're not complacent and that we continue with a mentality, a mindset of safety on everything we do. So very proud of continuing this tradition, and I'm not counting it as a given. It's something that we have to earn, and I hope we earn it again next year. Honoring our communities during the month of April, our employees honored our community by participating in Share Omaha's Do Good Days. Teams supported families at the Heartland Hope Mission. They refreshed spaces at Town and Country Animal Rescue. They mulched 75 young trees at NP Dutch Park with Omaha Parks and Recreation, and they also helped empower students at Partnership for Kids. Very proud of the impact our employees make across the communities we serve, and even more so because they're not alone. When we go and volunteer to these places, we see many other companies, many other people come out and volunteer. This is a true staple of the Omaha community, how we help each other out. Supporting basic needs. As some of you may know, certainly some of our team members here, we held on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, we held the Community Resource Fair at Abide Omaha. We did this in collaboration with the Metropolitan Utilities District. OPPD was able to support more than 180 households who receive assistance through our Energy Assistance Program. This means distributing more than $66,000 in bill relief. This happened in one afternoon, but this is feedback we got from our customers. Meet us where we live. And we've been doing these fairs many times a year, and every time we do these, we get a good reminder of why we do these. Households were also there to get support from the other 25 local nonprofit and advocacy groups, hosting tables for other utilities, rent, food, and other services. During the event, we took advantage of having people there, and we piloted new technology, the My App Connect, that makes it easier for customers to apply for energy assistance. And so we're using the technology we're deploying now to make it easier for our customers to get that assistance. Again, events like these provide us an opportunity to connect with our customers where they're at, and it truly demonstrates our core values and the importance of public power in our community. We will have more of these fairs, and we will be announcing them here in the near future. Last and certainly not least, remembering those we've lost in the line of duty. John Broderick died on June 22nd, 1953, after coming into contact with a 240-volt line in a substation near 18th and Grant Street in Omaha. This young man was 30 years old at the time of his death. He had been with OPPD for 7 years. He was survived by his wife, Shirley Ann, two daughters, Peggy Ann and Jacqueline Kay, and a son, John Thomas. And we remember you, we don't forget, and it's because of that sacrifice that we are safer today than we've ever been before. That concludes my remarks.
Thank you. Now's the time for public comment. Do any members of the public in the room have a comment on other items of district business? If you'd like to make a comment, please come to the podium and state your name, address, and any organization you represent.
David Begley, 4611 South 96th Street. Director Spurgeon and I will not be advancing to the general election, but during my campaign, the Chamber of Commerce, the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce released a report in conjunction with some Oxford professors. They said Nebraska needs 4 gigawatts of more new power. And I went through the different cases that I've worked on or I've had some contact with. K Junction in York County, 310 megawatts abandoned by OPPD. Cass County Solar, that's pending in state court. I'm not representing Cass County, but I have 3 cases. Knox County, 600 megawatts. Beeline Solar, Burt County, that's pending on a motion for summary judgment. And Panama Energy, which is pending in the Nebraska Supreme Court. So Begley alone could eliminate 1.7 gigawatts of power. And the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce, per the Omaha World Herald report, stupidly thinks wind and solar is the way to go. I mean, if they want to raise everybody's rates, go right ahead. That's just really a bad idea. So, I've told you many times about how expensive energy is in Europe. I thought I'd look at southern Spain. It's hot like Omaha, but they only have 75% of homes have air conditioning installed. Nebraska, Omaha, we have like 95%. So here AI says, OPPD, 10 cents per kilowatt in the summer. Seville, Spain, 22 to 28 cents. AI said, well, Seville benefits from Spain's high integration of solar and wind. And they've got 50 to 60% in solar and wind. Well, that doesn't seem like a benefit to me if it's twice as much as it is in Omaha. And if you keep going down this path of solar and wind, rates are going to go up, up, up. So here we are, we're on the 20th anniversary of Al Gore's movie, An Inconvenient Truth. And I'm sure, or I think probably some board members bought into that. Well, we find out that former Vice President Gore predicted that Florida's population
Seconds.
would drop to 6 million. Now 32 million people live in Florida. He's been wrong about so many things. It's just shocking, but he's gotten rich. And the point here is that if somebody in the private sector, like say the University of Nebraska football coach, had such a record of failure, he would have been fired a long time ago and been made a laughing stock. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any other comments in the room?
Hello, David Corbin, 1002 North 49th Street, representing the Nebraska Sierra Club. I have a report that just recently came out from the American Council for Energy Efficient Economy. And in it, it talks about home energy reports and how effective those can be. Many years ago, I came before the board and tried to talk about how you could use those, and you have not done anything. I'm going to give you the summary of it, but I hope you would go to the full report and see how, for example, being able to compare homes of the same size, how much do you use versus how much does somebody else use? That's just one short way to do that. you just talked about my app, and you've got people that are making hundreds of $1,000s a year, and you should be able to do programs like hers. You should be able to let people know uh, all kinds of ways that they can save money and be energy efficient. As a behavioral health uh, professional, I know that behavior is an important part of anything. It's kind of like seatbelts, the difference between a state that has a primary seatbelt law and one that has a secondary. Quite a difference. So you can offer incentives, or you can actually change rules and laws to change people's behavior. Also, I have petitions that I will give you that people said. It says, we, the undersigned, encourage OPPD to set a firm date to close North Omaha Coal Station on or before 2028. Now, we know you've broken the promises many times. As a matter of fact, there's a documentary coming out soon called Broken Promises. It is going to festivals, and it is about the broken promises of OPPD. You'll probably be able to see that. Maybe because it's going to festivals, people outside of Omaha will see it before you do. My understanding, he's reached out to board members and to staff, and you refuse to participate in that. But there are many people who did participate in it.
30 seconds.
And I am looking for, I've seen the previews of it, but I think a lot of people will be surprised by the broken promises in the past. Let's not do any more in the future. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any other comments in the room?
Appreciate all the good things you told us about. OPPD has accomplished and will accomplish.
Hey, sir, if you don't mind, can you speak into the microphone and then let us know your name, please? Yeah,
Okay,
and then state your name, please.
all right.
Thank you.
My name is John Trout. I live at 3316 Augusta Avenue. We're a longtime user of your electricity. Reliable, inexpensive, what's not to like? Today, I have some information that might help you meet your own goals and the goals of your customers. So I'm not going to read the documents. They're very detailed, and you might like them. First thing I'd like to suggest, let's see, is this thing working? First, I would suggest that you adopt revenue stabilization. You may have heard about it. Other utilities in at least 10 states using this, so that if the amount of electricity purchased goes down, you'll still get all the money you need. Pay employees, buy generators, and so forth. Second is utility guide to what's called a tariff on bill program. It's used to save energy, improve indoor air quality, and reduce utility costs. I produced a analysis for a local high school. It details how much on-bill finance program, or often called pay-as-you-save, can save the school money, save the taxpayers money, save OPPD money, and improve the air quality in the school. Here's an analysis about how this pay-as-you-save program can be used for new
30
construction
seconds.
and for fixing up homes in Omaha, in your territory. I'll go quickly through this. This is an analysis of how our fossil fuel supply, our reserves, are declining. This talks about your DNA. At your age, or at my age, the DNA is riddled with, in each cell, probably with thousands of defects. This advances, accelerates aging. This talks about radon and radon progeny. About 98% of the radioactive elements in your body, in your brain, come from radon and its progeny. I've included a paper that I co-authored with a nuclear physicist, medical doctor, and a physics professor. You might enjoy that. And this talks about the energy transition dilemma. So anyway, my time's up. Thank you for yours.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any other comments in the room? All right, seeing none, do any members of the public joined via WebEx have comments on other items of district business? Please send a chat to the meeting host or use the hand raise feature in WebEx. Telephone users can press *3 to raise their hand.
John Pollock.
Mr. Pollock, if you can hear us, go ahead, please.
John Pollock, 1412 North 35th Street, Omaha. This is going to be mostly about weather, although I am encouraged to hear that you were doing some work with the Douglas County Health Director, and I encourage you to keep it up. We need some coordination there. As far as the weather goes, we are heading into a late spring pattern where they call it a blocking pattern, where the weather systems move slowly. And we're going to see our temperatures rise to the probably low 80s by the end of the weekend. And generally, we're going to be warm after that with moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, so warm and relatively humid for a prolonged period. Doesn't look like a severe heat wave, at least to start. The chance of precipitation is above normal, and that's because we have a cooler air mass that's going to be anchored over the west coast, and periodically we're going to have fronts approach us. So the outlook is thunderstorms. The good news is that we need the rain, and because the jet stream is going to be relatively slow in this pattern, and the weather systems are slow moving, we probably will not have as much severe weather, especially organized severe weather, out of that type of pattern. The summer outlook is inconclusive, would be the way I'd put it at this point. Of course, unless we get a good recharge out of the pattern the next few weeks, we'd be going into the summer dry, and that tends to encourage heat waves. You may have heard about El Nino reappearing in the Pacific. There's not much relationship between that and our summer weather, although it does affect things later in the year. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments online? All right, without any other comments, this meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everyone.